Check this out. This is nuts. This is really, really crazy stuff. Crosshairs is back. What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is Websters. We're talking about Transformers last night. This is episode number 55. And before I begin talking about all this crazy news that I have for you guys, birthday shoutouts go out to Ron Washburn II and also Matthew Cordes. Happy birthday to both of y'all. Hope you have a good one. I'd like to give a shout out to Martinez Prime and also Philip Monroe. Philip, thank you so much for sending me all those photos from the filming of Transformers last night at Detroit. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to share with you guys more of those photos later on in this video. And also, I mentioned in episode 54, the previous episode, that if you shared my video on Facebook, I would give you a shout out. So I'm going to give out random Ragin Nation shout outs for those that shared my video to Draven Crow, Matt Hazel, Paul Gates, Jesse Rafflett, Mike Balog, Jarryd McGregor, John Flanagan, and also Dale Bentley. Thank you so much for sharing my video and bringing more awareness to all the excitement surrounding the filming of Transformers last night. And finally, I want to give Instagram shoutouts to Dave Dilks, Dino Moraz, Daniel Rea, and Martin Terrazas. Thank you so much for following me on Instagram. I really appreciate all of you guys. And I appreciate everybody at the Ragin Nation, everybody that supports me. Thank you so much. So let's talk about what's going on over at the filming of Transformers last night. But first of all, let's talk about Hasbro. Well, first of all, Hasbro doesn't actually have any toys to show us, but Hasbro did make a presentation over at the Licensing Expo 2016, and CEO Brian Goldner was there, and he presented to us the Transformers Cinematic Universe for the next 3 years. From 2017 to 2018 to 2019, we have 3 Transformers films coming out, even though the writers at the writers' room did mention that they have enough content to span over the next 10 years. We're just going to stick with these 3 films for now, and those films are Transformers Last Night, which comes out on June 23rd, 2017, and also the Bumblebee standalone movie, which comes out on June 8th, 2018, followed by Transformers 7, which comes out on June 28th, 2019. So the most curious thing that everybody is wondering about is probably about the Bumblebee standalone movie. And while it has a Roman numeral 6 behind it, I always thought that it was just only the 6th installment in the Transformers franchise and a film that is a Bumblebee spin-off standalone film, kind of like the Han Solo film in Disney's Star Wars anthology, or rather a Star Wars Stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always thought that the Bumblebee standalone film is going to be a film that does not necessarily follow the same timeline as the rest of the films chronologically, but based on what we see here, this Bumblebee head right in front of a Roman numeral 6, it leads us to believe that the events of the Bumblebee standalone film follow immediately after Transformers Last Night and right before Transformers 7, which suggests that Optimus Prime does something that makes him absent from that film. So maybe something happens to Optimus Prime at the end of Transformers Last Night, or just like in Age of Extinction, he flies off to outer space to have a meeting with his creators again, or something like that. Or he tries to save Cybertron with the artifact. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he does that, or maybe he just goes off into seclusion because he wants to have his moment of peace after all this war. Who knows? But anyways, it leads us to believe that Optimus Prime is not returning to the 6th installment, the Bumblebee standalone film, and it also leads us to believe that it is a film that continues right after the events of Transformers Last Night. So that is what is going on. And so we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk about casting now. Let's talk about casting and who has been cast in Transformers Last Night. Well, that would be Mitch Pileggi. He's an actor on the X-Files series, and he recently tweeted on June 16th, had the extreme pleasure of working on the new Transformers movie with Michael Bay. It's fascinating watching this cat work. And he was filming, or rather, he posted that tweet on June 16th, which is actually one of the last few days of filming in Arizona, which leads me to believe that he either only has scenes for that one day, or he's filming for that one day, and then he will be showing up later on, and it looks like it's just a small role. I'm just thinking it's probably a small role. But anyways, that's really exciting to know that he has joined the cast. And moving on, we have another we have an actress who joined the cast, and that is Laura Haddock. And she posted a video, 30-second video. Very excited to tell you guys, #Transformers. So she has joined the cast, and she's also a very solid actress. And what's really interesting about this is that all of these big names are actually joining the cast at the last minute. And what I mean by the last minute is while they're filming. And we always got these big announcements, or rather casting announcements, for smaller actors during the pre-production of the film. Right before principal photography takes place, we get the announcements for smaller actors joining the cast, right? But these bigger names join the cast later on, in fact, while they're filming, which leads me to believe that they have already signed on. They just didn't announce it yet. A lot of big names have signed on, and it hasn't been announced until now, and maybe they want to do that just to keep it under wraps or something like that. So expect more announcements to come later on, all right? And so let's move on and talk about the filming. Of course, filming in Arizona has wrapped up. They are now filming in Detroit, and they've been doing so for a couple of days. And I just want to recap on some of the exciting stuff that has been happening, or that has happened at the filming of Arizona. And I want to start off with this photo posted by Transformers Cars. And what I see here is 2 aircraft, a private jet, and also, is that a Raptor? Is that Starscream? Is that Starscream? What do you guys think? Is that Starscream? Starscream is dead. He died in Transformers Dark of the Moon. That cannot be Starscream at all. No freaking way. That was a confirmed kill. Shia LaBeouf, or rather Sam Witwick, he killed him. He blew up. He's gone. Okay? Barricade is coming back because we did not see that visual confirmation of his kill. Starscream is done. I do not believe that is Starscream. I don't even believe any of these jets are going to transform. As a matter of fact, what I think is happening here is that there are humans on board that private jet. Someone either very important, or they're carrying precious cargo there, and this jet here is escorting them. Which is kind of silly because, well, we want to get shot down by Decepticons. But anyways, the fact is that, or rather, I believe that these are not going to transform in any way, shape, or form. These are just human aircraft, okay? So thank you for Transformers Cars for posting that. Moving on, I want to share with you a couple of photo albums that I thought were pretty cool from Sabertron.com, and the first album here, what really stands out is this big red truck. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that it's going to transform. I don't even think it's a transform at all, but you know, I'm going to leave it out for you guys. Just because I don't think it's going to transform doesn't mean it's not going to transform. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And also, Marvel Junkie shared this photo album, or rather these photos at Sabertron. And it is the final day of filming in Phoenix, Arizona. And you get to see more close-up shots of the military vehicles and also Hound. Pretty nice photos. Thank you so much, Marvel Junkie. And also, here is another album at Sabertron.com, which shows more close-up shots of the Junkion. I'm just going to call it a Junkion. I'm not going to call it a Wreck-Gar or Scrap Heap just because, well, we don't know yet, but it really looks like a Junkion. I'm going to leave you links to all 3 of these photo galleries in the description box below for you to check out. They're worth checking out. And also, let's check out some YouTube videos. Now, this YouTube video was posted by Kyle Steigerwald, and what it is a photo of some explosions. Now, I haven't seen any explosions yet until now. I always thought the Arizona filming was all driving and car chases. I didn't think anything big was actually going to happen, but in this video posted by Kyle, it is a video of vehicles, these military vehicles driving out, and then boom, 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 boom. Pyrotechnics go off, and that is very exciting because it suggests that it's not just a car crash, but things are transforming. Like, obviously, I can't see things transform, but you know that when there are explosions going off and there's nothing else around, there's a plain desert highway, they drove right into some robots, okay? And then there's going to be a robot fight. That's what's happening there, okay? So that's what I believe. Moving on, let's talk about this photo posted by Hunter Gibson. Now, it's nothing really significant. No actual filming going on. But it shows a vehicle which is like a crane that can hold up one of those military trucks, which leads us to believe that these trucks, these military vehicles are going to be flipped, they're going to be dropped, they're going to be thrown around, and, well, who's going to be doing all that vehicular destruction? Most likely a Decepticon, unless these things are going up against the humans, in which case I believe Hound is going to be the one throwing those cars around. So that's pretty exciting. The last video I want to share with you guys is this really, really cool Instagram video posted by InDisguise48 on Instagram. And this is the coolest video that I've seen so far. In all of the filming, this is the coolest video. And, you know, it's not much of a big deal, but I just think that the fact that it's a single take of the Decepticons rolling out is so cool. For example, we got Barricade, Confederate 61 motorcycle, we got the Volkswagen van, and then finally the giant monstrous Western Star tow truck, and they're all rolling out together, and what an awesome scene. It's so cool. You guys got to check it out. I'm going to leave you the link on the description box below. Last thing I want to show you in Arizona is these photos posted by Scott Williams, and thank you, Scott, for sending me these photos, and it is of vehicular wreckage. So this obviously confirms that something is going down on that Arizona stretch of highway, and cars are going to be destroyed, military vehicles are going to be blown up, other trucks are going to be tossed around. This is exciting stuff, alright? So, moving on, let's talk about the filming in Detroit, and they have been filming for the last couple of days, and we're going to start off by talking about an extras casting call, and what's going on with that is that Transformers is looking for extras. They are looking for extras. I'm going to read you the headline here. Extras needed for Transformers 5 filming in Detroit. This is your big opportunity if you want to be a part of a big movie. If you are a huge Transformers fan, if you live in the Detroit area, if you are an aspiring actor, this is your opportunity to be a part of a very, very big movie. Be a part of Transformers history and show up as an extra, not just show up, but inquire about being an extra for the film. Get your headshots ready, and also, you know, just be a part of this. It's going to be really, really exciting. You're not going to want to miss out on this opportunity. You don't know when this is going to happen again. Be a part of it, all right? Now, the one thing that really catches my attention in this post, this article, is that it says they're filming for 8 weeks. 8 solid weeks of filming right in Detroit. So a lot is going to take place in Detroit. We don't know if it necessarily suggests that it's going to be a you know, Detroit is going to play Detroit in the movie. But I think that the one thing that is significant in Detroit is it's very industrial, and it's also very you know, there's a lot of really rundown buildings, and I think that is the look that Michael Bay really, really wants. He wants that old city feel, and a huge part of me believes that the reason why he wants that is he wants to be able to use that as his playground. Not only does it look very, very unique on camera, but it also gives Michael Bay the opportunity to really, really do some crazy stuff there. After all, it gets pretty expensive to shoot like a big sequence like in the Chicago battle in Dark of the Moon. It gets expensive to do something like that over there. Doing something like that in Detroit probably costs a little bit cheaper, alright? But anyways, that is what's happening there. Be a part of the filming in Detroit. Moving on, of course, you know, there's going to be a lot of destruction in Detroit, and Isabella Moner posted on Snapchat that she did her first explosion scene. I'm really excited and happy for her. I've never seen an explosion in my entire life. Okay, that's not true. I did go to a Hollywood Universal Studios, and I did see an explosion take place in the Pirates of the Caribbean show. But anyways, wait a minute, it wasn't a Pirates of the Caribbean show. It was the Miami Vice show or something like that. But anyways, what was really, really, you know, what's really awesome is that it shows that they're already shooting action on set. They're already shooting explosions, blowing off pyrotechnics, and it is a scene that Isabella Moner is a part of. So she could be running away from explosions, or she is very close in the vicinity of Robot Rumble. So I'm not talking about the Rumble, but I'm talking about like brawling, you know what I'm saying? So that's really, really exciting. It shows that she could be, you know, in a situation which is very, very dangerous. So moving on, I want to share with you guys those photos that Philip sent me from Detroit. Philip Monroe. He was just driving around, and then he saw something going down. And what's really exciting is, of course, once again, my most intriguing Decepticon of them all is this tow truck. Some more shots of the tow truck in Detroit, and it's just hanging around with these other trucks. But like I said before, I'm pretty positive that this guy is going to go have a one-on-one brawl with Hound, and it's going to be super, super exciting. He had scenes in Arizona, and once again, he has more scenes in Detroit, so which leads me to believe that he's a main Decepticon. He's a main Decepticon, just like how the Decepticons were main Decepticons in the first Transformers film. This guy's a main Decepticon. He's not going to be like the KSI robots or the Decepticon drones in Revenge of the Fallen, which did not even transform and they all look the same. He's not going to be that. He's going to be a significant character, and you know, why choose this alt mode if you're not going to be a significant character? All right, let's hope he has justice done to him, and let's hope that that brawl between Hound and the tow truck is gonna be epic. All right, so really exciting stuff. Thank you, Philip Monroe, for sending me those photos. I'm really grateful and appreciative of it. And also check this out. This is nuts. This is really crazy stuff. Crosshairs is back. Thank you for Transformers Cars for posting this. This is a photo that was taken by Tyler and Jason while they were in just driving around in Detroit, and Transformers Cars posted it on their page. And this confirms that Crosshairs is back. I mean, we saw the photo of Bumblebee and a Corvette in a trailer while filming in Arizona, but we didn't get to see the Corvette out of the covers. We also did not get to see the Corvette driving around just like we saw Hound and Bumblebee. So now here he is. He's carried by a trailer, and he's rolling out to his scene, preparing to do his the filming, and that's really exciting stuff. What's really exciting for me is wondering why the Autobots are separated. The Autobots do get separated. We've seen in Age of Extinction, but most of the time we see the Autobots together in the final battle in Transformers 1, Transformers 2, Transformers Dark of the Moon. They're they are together, and the only characters that are separated from the Autobots are the humans. So it's really interesting to see that the characters are separated, which suggests that there are going to be subplots, and I love subplots, especially in a film like this, because it adds more complexity to these stories, which, you know, are really quite simple. We need to see something a little bit more complex, so hopefully the writers have given us something that given us that, so you know, for us to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? All right, so thank you to Transformers Cars, and thank you for Tyler and Jason for taking those photos. And then moving on, let's talk about Michael Bay. Michael Bay, of course, very busy with filming. And, well, he just posted on Twitter a couple of posts that are very interesting. And it has to do with the character of Squeaks. Remember Squeaks? I mentioned Squeaks in episode 54. I mentioned him because in the leaked synopsis, the leaked story details about Transformers Last Night from JoBlo.com, it mentioned that Isabella Moner has a Transformers sidekick named Squeaks, who is a Vespa. And, well, this is confirmed by Michael Bay himself. The first tweet is Squeaks camera ready? #Transformers. Rolling onto set is the next one. It comes with a video, and also he posts just a few more touch-ups, and of course the most significant thing in this video is the fact that it is baby blue. And you know what? Baby blue seems so appropriate. This is, after all, a Vespa owned by a teenage girl, and baby blue as a Vespa just seems very appropriate. So which adds more credibility to this leaked story detail from JoBlo.com. Like I said before, JoBlo obviously has somebody working on in the inside, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and because of that, it sounds like that there's more and more credibility to this leaked story about Transformers Last Night, and which leads me to talk about, or rather follow up on, the leaked story details about Transformers Last Night. We're gonna get into, I guess, semi-spoilerish territory. I don't think anything that I'm going to talk about the story is spoilerish, just because this is actually a synopsis that was posted on joeblog.com. It's a synopsis, not so much spoilerous stuff. It doesn't talk about who's going to die. It doesn't talk about who's going to survive. It doesn't talk about what is specifically going to happen. It just gives you a general idea, which we're probably going to gather from the trailers later on. So in no way I think that any of this is a spoiler. But if you don't want to know anything, if you don't want to know anything at all, you're probably following the wrong channel right now. So anyways, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about this story synopsis. I want to follow up specifically on the idea of magic. There are a lot of mixed reactions about the idea of magic being introduced in Transformers Last Night. There's a lot of mixed reactions about anything that happens in Transformers Last Night. Megatron being announced was got a lot of mixed reactions. Some people were excited, but another people were feeling that this is dumb. Isn't he Galvatron? What's going to happen to Galvatron? Are they even going to explain it? So that's a mixed reaction. Another thing is that Barricade is back. That created a mixed reaction. I have a positive reaction about it because I want to see Barricade be back. A lot of people want to see Barricade back, but then a lot of other people are feeling negative about it because they're thinking that, didn't Barricade die? How are they going to even explain that? If they bring back Barricade, you might as well bring back everybody else. That is a mixed reaction. So the next mixed reaction, it's more like a mixed to negative reaction, is the fact that this story leak by JoeBlow.com mentioned magic. A lot of people are thinking that if I see magic in Transformers, a live-action film, I'm done with this franchise. This is stupid. The writers are on crack. What were the 13 writers doing there in the 2 months they were in the writers' room? What were they thinking of? Were they high and then just suddenly thinking that they should add magic to the franchise? Okay. This is where I gotta respond, okay? If you felt negative in any way or think the idea of magic is stupid, you did not put any thought into how you feel about this. You did not put any thought or consideration into this story as a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is because magic has always existed in the films. Always. Every single one of these films has magic in it. They don't call it magic. They don't call it sorcery or wizardry. It's called alien technology, specifically Cybertronian technology. Now you got to think about the timeline or when this takes place. We're talking about British mythology, medieval times, the Dark Ages, Excalibur, Merlin, King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table. This is a medieval time. And if they see things like Transformers and Cybertronian technology, the ability to transform, that is sorcery. That is magic. Merlin, even though he's a magician, you know, he is inspired by the idea that these things exist. These are aliens, but they don't see them as aliens. They see them as gods. You know what I'm saying? So alien technology has always existed, and it's magical. Think about it. In Transformers, the 2007 film, the very first film, we got an Allspark cube that can mass shift into a tiny cube. In Revenge of the Fallen, we had a Pretender, a Decepticon that can go from a human form and morph itself into this evil-looking, Medusa-looking robot. That in itself is magic. Also known as Cybertronian technology. In the third film, the Pillars was able to transport Decepticons who were like hiding out in the moon right into Earth. That is magic. The last time I saw a portal being created on film was in Warcraft, and that was sorcery, which is essentially magic. And then finally, Transformers Age of Extinction, the humans were able to take Cybertronian technology and they were able to control it and morph that like a piece of the alien metal into a handgun or the Beats by Dre pill speaker. That is magic. So magic is not stupid. Magic has always existed in the Transformers live action series. It's just not called magic, but in the eyes of someone who lived in the medieval times, those dark ages, that is magic. It's not alien technology. They don't even know what an alien is. They refer to aliens as gods. And don't forget that Michael Bay posted an Instagram photo of him at Stonehenge. You know how Revenge of the Fallen has the pyramids in it, which is a structure that was believed to be created by, of course, the Egyptians, but it's also believed to be created by gods or aliens, all right, as suggested in Stargate, okay? Same concept applies here. Stonehenge, built, so many years ago, we don't even know, but in the films, it could suggest that the Transformers actually did that, maybe as a portal or something, and it had something to do with Merlin. But that's where I'm going with this theory about Merlin and magic, and how Transformers are seen as like gods. This is not really essentially magic, it's alien technology, but other people that live during a dark time, they see it as magic. So magic has always existed. There is no need to freak out about this. It is not a big deal. People are always looking for things to complain about. This is not that thing, okay? So, there you have it. Like, nobody can confirm if this is legit or like if this is like the real thing. For all we know, all of this is fake, but I just want to talk about it. And just like I said before, I believe that this is credible. I believe that Joe Blow knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that leaked it out, and I believe it's credible. And if it is, then cool. It sounds like a pretty interesting thing, but it doesn't sound any more interesting than the previous films. I mean, the story, but we'll soon see when the movie comes out. But if it's completely different, then whatever. I'm just here to talk about it. And so it's up to you to believe it or not, but don't believe everything that you see on the internet. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts. So I am pretty much done talking about talking for this episode, and you're probably thinking, oh, thank God. But anyways, now it's all about you guys. Once again, I want to give shout outs to people, and this time what I want you guys to do is that I'm going to post this video on YouTube. Obviously, it's going to end up on Facebook, and it'll also be shared on Twitter. And I want to give random shout outs to 10 Ragin Nation members who retweet my video. First of all, you got to follow me on Twitter, and then if you retweet my video, then you will get a shout out. And once again, this goes out to random Ragin Nation members, 10 of them to be specific, and there you have it. And also, speaking of Twitter, once again, just like I said before, if you want to chat with me, Twitter is the best way. I am quite proactive on it, and I respond to tweets, when I get a chance. So once again, you want to shout out, 10 shoutouts go out to people who follow me and also retweet my video once I've posted it. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. Once again, what do you guys think about the whole idea of magic? Does it seem more credible now? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think it's stupid? Also, let me know in the comment section below. And there you have it. Crosshairs is back. Do you think Drift is going to be back? Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to take off now. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. But enter the portal where they were in the realm of Excalibur and the Knights of the Round Table. They had to fight off these